Hi everyone, welcome to the wrap. As you can see, it's a bit cold in Melbourne, so we are staying indoors. An interesting market we got, some big movers, not all good, a few movers on the downside as well. Last night was a terrible night on Wall Street and it's causing a lot of selling today, so we'll take a closer look at that. A lot of placements, again, the companies that are raising this week, the majority were trying to raise before they release their 4C. In the 4Cs, it shows how much cash they got. So quickly trying to raise the money before investors, I guess, knew the inevitable was coming for a lot of these small companies. All right, let's take a look at the screen. All right, let's start with the 180 Markets website. This week, we had a lot of placements. DRO, CPO, PSC, IOD, and FBR. We'll take a closer look at some of them in a moment. What's live now? We've got SGQ doing a massive two-tranche placement, WTM, CVB, ATC, GMN, NRZ, DRE. It just doesn't end. If you're not signed up and looking at our placements, what are you doing? All right, let's take a look at the screen. All right, here we got Drone Shield, DRO, by far the most popular raise of the week and the most interesting one to look at. Drone Shield raised $100 million at $1.15. Now, for those of you that follow the market, you'd be sure to know about Drone Shield. Had a fantastic run, hit $2.60 only 2 or 3 weeks ago. It then got attacked by short sellers and maybe a bit of slightly negative news. And this week hit the capital raise button at $1.15. It's just holding that price. So hopefully for those that took it, it'll hold it next week when shares are allotted. ADD did another raise. They've become a bit of a serial raiser, 0.3 with some options. They are holding their price for now, 0.3 bids. So, yeah, who knows when the bottom will be for ADD. A lot of potential there, but the need for cash is just sometimes so big for these companies. Another really popular one here at 180 Markets, we had a lot of interest in PGF. Not one I know a lot about, but you can see why people like it, I guess. Look at that chart. It's had a spectacular last 9 months, and yeah, it's pretty interesting. They raised $135 million at $2.19, so holding that pretty well. Let's take a look at BTR. Now, BTR is an interesting one. I don't know if I'm going to talk favorably or not, but they just raised a lot of money, doing a lot. So I think it's going to be one of those that massive growth story if they can put their money to good use. We did speak to them quite a few months ago and they told us they weren't going to raise, and 2 raises later we're sitting here. The price is the same as it was at the time, but yeah, it's a gold stock with a lot of potential. Yeah, let's see. CPO, one of my old favorites. I actually took again in the placement. This one had a massive run about 6 months ago. One of the big highlights for me over the last financial year. It went from 2 cents to 13, and there was a spectacular raise. And this week they raised at 4 cents, no attaching options. So yeah, Calpio is one of those small copper stocks with also a lot of potential. And yeah, they also raise a lot of money, like all these small mining companies. And yeah, every time you think maybe this will be the last raise, a few months later they hit the market. NRZ have done a massively discounted 2-tranche placement. Now, for those of you that follow NRZ, you'll see down here, they were trading at where they're raising capital, 0.2. There was a massive crossing out of a seller who had a convertible note, and the stock went all the way up here, about 1.3. But since then, I think the market's found out that the convertible note may still be ongoing, and they've done the placement now at the same price as the latest conversion of the convertible note. Let's take a look at some movers. Now, as we said, the market's pretty bad today, so there's a lot of red on the screen. Let's just take a look at the All Ordinaries. It's down 166 points. Terrible night last night on Wall Street. So we are falling. If we take a look at the intraday chart, it's only midday here. So you'll be able to check later what it did. That's how it's traded during the day. Let's take a look at DYL. Now, as we mentioned earlier, a lot of companies had to release their quarterlies, being their quarterly cash and their quarterly activities. And DYL's disappointed the market. It's down 16% today. DYL's one of the bigger uranium companies on ASX, and clearly people don't like what they see. Let's look at another one that has not performed well recently. NWC down again today, but look at that chart. That is a bad looking chart. They did release their quarterly and down the stock went. They are spending a lot of money, and they also announced some recent their recent drilling results. And just everything put together is really disappointed the market. They did raise money recently. I think that was at a much higher price. So that was at 3.6. So yeah, that's it was over here, and I don't think it's ever hit that placement price. So a bit unfortunate for those that took NWC. Another one which is performing badly. Sorry to be the bearer of all bad news, guys. Everyone's telling me to be more positive, but it's a bit hard. RCR had a massive run up, and now it's a massive fall down. So they had some good results, which caused the price to go up, as we can see over here on the chart. Was a massive runner. Then it's moved a lot, but more recently the results have not pleased the market. Combined with cash flow and quarterlies, the market has punished this one, and yeah, that's what happens to some of these that go up a lot. Yeah, they keep falling. TRI, another bad one this week. I mean, not too bad when you look at the chart. It is in its trading zone, but has had a bad fall. Initially, it was up on this positive phase 2 results, but I think the market wanted a bit more. Let's finish with a positive mover. Come on. All right. Everyone's telling me to be positive, so let's take a look at a big mover upwards today. 69% AME. That's awesome to see. BTR, part of their cash that they're raising is going towards acquiring some of AME's projects. So yeah, good to see there. They've had some positive news recently, also released their quarterly. Look at that chart. That's awesome. So well done to anyone that's holding that. Now on to Greg.
Thanks, Sean. And as you all know now, we are trying a different format today. Well, adding on to what Sean said, there is a lot of confusion in the market right now. And certainly, as we're filming on Friday, last night in the US, it was very much in force. Specifically, on one hand, we saw bonds rally massively. And normally that's good for the markets. But clearly, investors are concerned about a slowing economy now and what the implications are of that, despite what would be the inevitable rate cuts. And right now, the market is pricing in 3 rate cuts for 2025. But at the same time, there was an enormous rotation out of small caps and into the Magnificent Seven. And friends, that is a complete reversal of the trend that has been in place now for 3 weeks. So when you add it all up, and also don't forget seasonality, this tends to be a weak time of year on the calendar. It really throws the market into a state of confusion where investors aren't sure what to do. And there is a saying sometimes that says, when in doubt, do nothing. And that is what we are seeing a lot of right now. And with that, remember, things will turn. All you need out of a 12-month year is one good month, and that can set the whole year on a positive tone. Thanks for watching.